You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah 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 wah. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Mix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
How y'all doing? Happy Educational Friday. I hope y'all doing well. The sun is out. It's beautiful. I'm about to travel. I'm about to turn up, and I hope y'all doing well. Get on in here. Get on in here. It's actually the morning Joce doing the morning. Look at God. Won't he do it? Welcome to the morning Joce. I'm your girl, Voodoo Doll TV. We do this Monday through Friday. You feel me? We just come on here, and I help y'all Joce y'all day through. You know what I'm saying? So anything you might want to talk about you seen online, we going to Joce it over here. We will be educated because education comes first, but we will have a good time. So pull up, pull over, pop out. Okay, and make sure y'all are liking the video as y'all come on in. So come on in, y'all. I am so happy to be here. I don't have a lot of time today because I do have a flight to catch. However, I do want to show you something that I've been working on, and I also want to talk about a few things, and a couple of those things before we get into it. Let's get into the morning announcements. Number one, Black America, genealogy. It is imperative that Black America get into who they are, where they come from, who are the people that came before them, what is their heritage, or what some people might call history. This is very important for us. So please, Black America, now is the chance to get our land back, our businesses back, the things that this government has taken from us. And the way to do it is through doing your genealogy. So if you don't do anything, please, Black America, find somebody in the family or you yourself get up and do your genealogy. It is yours. So please cherish it and make sure you honor the people that came before you. Also, grounding, meditating, praying. We are in heavy spiritual warfare. Black America, please get back into the God that you know, that you were taught, that you were introduced to as a kid. Even if you don't like the way in which you were introduced to the Most High as a kid, whether it be the religion you came up in or the way it was fed down your throat. There's a reason why it was instilled in you at the beginning. You might want to tap in so you can tap back into that, because I'm telling you, spiritual warfare is heavy like this. So y'all, by the end of the video, I will be introducing something that I have been working on behind the scenes, which I'm working on a lot of things. Yes, your girl is working. Yes, I'm working. Working. We're not just over here playing. We're not just over here playing. We actually putting in W-O-R-K. Okay. So I'm going to show y'all a little something I was working on at the end of the video, but y'all lock in, like the video, and let's get into a few things we're going to discuss. First and foremost, racist Hispanics. I told y'all, you know, these Hispanics that are in America love to act like, you know, this racist white man that you Black people are amongst is so horrible. And I'm not white, even though I look white. I'm not all the way white. So we're different. I'm a brown person and we're together. Remember, Black and brown community? Well, I told you guys that these people are full of crap. Cosplayers, what they are, because they don't act like that at home. As a matter of fact, the Mexicans or the Hispanics that look like me are shunned and pushed away, and there's racism and all types of stuff. So what I need you guys, and I don't care how many of them you grew up with, I don't want to hear y'all on here hollering, voodoo. I grew up with the Puerto Ricans and the Boricuas love me. Good. That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. I'm tired of y'all anyway coming over here talking about the ones y'all live next door to but couldn't go in their house. Bloop. Don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to find it. We about to bust it open and tell the truth. It's all over the internet. I ain't the only one talking about it. We gonna put it out there on the table because I'm tired of these people coming over here playing in our face. That's how they stole hip hop from us. Play like we was friends and then waited to the full quarter to turn around and say, no. We created it. You see what I'm saying? Y'all need to stop frolicking with everybody. Next, I want to talk about how Black Americans were here before Columbus, before 1492. And if you do your genealogy, you're going to see that that is the truth. And let me tell you something about genealogy. No history book, no authored book, no research paper or anything can combat what you find in your own genealogy. That and only that is the truth, okay? So please be mindful of that. I also want to talk about Yaya Mayweather and her daddy. She got on here going off on people because she got generational wealth. We're going to talk about that. Naziah Harris's killer, the little girl who was killed by her aunt's boyfriend or baby daddy. He done finally got caught. And then we're going to get into Cardi. Well, he done finally got sentenced. And we're going to get into Cardi versus Ice. So Cardi did her first concert, or her concert the first day of it, and decided she wanted to go against Ice. And Ice responded to her, as they should. We're going to get into it. Somebody said Amara La Negra is the only black, is a black racist. I'm sorry, a black Latina. She is. And if y'all watch Love and Hip Hop Miami, y'all remember her baby daddy. Her baby daddy don't look white. Her baby daddy, let me pull him up. Let me pull this nigga up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Amara La Negra's baby daddy don't even look clear. But I tell y'all, that's why we use the milk community. Hold on, La Negra. I tell y'all, in the milk community, they come in different shades. That's why we have whole milk, almond milk, skim milk. We got all kinds of milks. These are different clear people in different shades, okay? But whenever they got into it, Amara La Negra and her baby daddy, baby, tell me why they told her, he called her a black bitch and said, that's why nobody don't want you. Yes, he did. He said nobody don't want your, like, and it wasn't like how we said to each other, like, with your black ass. No. It was like degrading, like derogatory, like, see, because you're black, this is why nobody wants you. Now, mind you, according to what his actual wife says, Amara La Negra's baby daddy, only got with her so that he can get on the show and help her out as a storyline on the show. And people didn't believe that because she had kids by him. But I tell y'all, this reality does sometimes meet with real, and it shows out. See, this is Amara La Negra right here. This her right here. Hold on, let me see if I can find a picture of her baby daddy. Let me show y'all her baby daddy. Yes, baby. He told her with your black. He said nobody wants your black ass. It was the way he said it. I was like, ooh. I said, yeah, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. What is his name? Alan. That's his name. Alan. I'm gonna pull him up right now. Just so y'all know, because these the same people I keep telling y'all come over here acting like, oh, we part of the community. No, they not. Look. No, not him. Not this. Is this him? No, matter of fact, here's a better picture. But that's him right there. Here's a better picture right here. This is Amara. This her baby daddy. And he said, nobody wants, oh, yeah, you can see it. He said, and nobody wants your black ass. Call her all type of black, this, that, and the third. These people cosplay here. And this is what I want for the black Hispanics who are over there. I really wish they would come out and tell these stories. I wish it was like some sort of trend where all of the black Hispanics that's been hitting all over Black Hispaniola start to come out and tell what the hell really going on. You feel what I'm saying? Katie said he fine though, girl. Now let's get into the show. Let's get into a couple of things. First of all, I want to talk about Naziah Harris, the little girl. Let's get her out of the way, her situation. So Naziah Harris is a little girl. What's that in Detroit, y'all? Don't give me the line. We spoke about her on this channel. But she was like a 13, 14-year-old kid. And apparently, her uncle, her aunt's baby daddy was molesting her because she was a child. And when it was found out that she was pregnant, she was unfortunately killed and body was never been found. So we spoke about it on the channel. We talked about all of that. And now he has been sentenced. He pleaded guilty in the case, and he has been sentenced to the crimes. And they said it was other kids that was going on too. So it says a Detroit man accused of sexually assaulting and murdering 13-year-old Naziah Harris has pled guilty in the case. Jarvis Butts agreed to a sentencing of 35 to 60 years in prison for the second-degree murder charges related to Naziah Harris, who went missing in January 2024. In an interview with CBS News Detroit, Naziah's cousin Roxy stated that true closure for the family will come once they find out what truly happened to her body. Investigators found that the clothes of Naziah was wearing when she was last seen during a search near 7 Mile Road in Berg shortly after she disappeared on January 9th, 2024. As part of the court's condition for pleading guilty to Naziah's murder, Butts is required to provide a truthful statement about the location of her body. Additionally, Butts pleaded guilty to 5 other cases involving the sexual assault of 4 different minors, including one victim as young as 4 years old. Oh my God. And another being his own child. He has agreed to serve 10 to 15 years for each of his charges, concurrently with the sentencing for the Harris case. OMG, y'all, protect our babies. Let's get into it.
Jarvis Butts agreed to a sentence between 35 and 60 years in prison for the second-degree murder charge in the Naziah Harris case, but one of her biggest advocates says closure will only come once she knows what truly happened to her body.
I don't think the full relief will get there until we actually have her.
Investigators found the clothes and shoes Naziah was last seen wearing during a River Rouge search near 7 Mile in Berg shortly after she went missing back in January of 2024. However, they have still yet to find her body.
I'm happy that he is finally able to tell where she is. I'm also very happy that the rest of the victims that he has victimized are also getting justice.
Butts pled guilty to sex crimes against 4 other minors, all younger than 13 when they happened. Jarvis Butts agreed to a sentence between 35 and 60 years in prison for the second degree. Guilty to sex crimes against 4 other minors, all younger than 13 when they happened, one as young as 4 and one his own daughter. He agreed to serve 10 to 15 years for each of those charges, all at the same time he serves the sentence for what he did to Naziah.
We all want her to be found, not only myself, but as a community. We just wanted her to be found, and today we're closer to that.
And Butts' sentencing is scheduled a month away, March 12th at noon, right back here at the 3rd Circuit Courthouse, where we'll be waiting for an answer to what exactly happened to Naziah Harris's body. For now, reporting live in Detroit, I'm Jack Springate, guilty to sex.
Let's be clear. This is the little girl, Naziah Harris. Let's be clear. First of all, he should have life in prison. You know, he should have his thing cut off in the middle of America so we could all watch him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I get the laws don't go like that because they love pedophilia in those realms. However, I want to say that I'm glad he is going to jail and can't hurt nobody else. And this nigga was sick if he were doing it to kids, first of all, but especially a 4-year-old and your own child. I just only could think of Black women. I don't care what kind of Black it is. Listen to me, because the women around this young lady failed her too. Her aunt had heard of him having these allegations and still decided to mess with him. I need Black women to understand that you are inviting these demonic spirits in your home when you put first what you want over what's really best for these children. He has made children all over Detroit, and all of them women he made children with know exactly who he was. And I don't want to hear nobody saying, but voodoo, it's not about the women. He is the predator. Yes, he is the predator, but he still has to get through a line of defense. And that line of defense, in most cases, when it comes to children being abused by adults, is a Black woman. This is not to throw fault. This is not to say it's Black women's fault, but what it is to say it is a collective effort that we need to cut in half, period. Get it up out of here. I don't care how much you love the nigga. If it's a rumor that he done messed with or talked to kids, you should be running a separate way. I'm sorry. Instead of, well, you know, he did his time, or, oh, you know, God don't change them people. These people come in with a sick spirit that haunts most of them until they die. And not all of them, but most of them. They die with that spirit in them. Everything ain't for you to assume that God is curing it, and whole time you inviting Satan right into your home to not only abuse you, but your children too. I'm not about to get up here and tongue wrestle with nobody about it. Only thing I'm saying is every single abuse story I've ever heard from any woman, I can't speak on nobody else, or even boys, men. Any abuse story I've heard from anybody since being in this position, every single one of them told me, if they told somebody, they told it to a black woman. Black women, it's time that we fix what our position is in the community. Does that make sense? So unfortunately, this young lady lost her life. They don't even know where her body at. They don't even know where she at. They can't even give her a proper burial. And if he got rid of her, what other little girls around there he done got rid of that they think done just ran away? See, let me tell y'all something. When y'all operate, we in spiritual warfare. When you operate in demonic spirits, when you operate in misery, evilness, toxicity, you are inviting Satan and all of his demons to overtake you. And that's why a lot of people find themselves doing horrible, heinous things and wait until they snap out of it to be like, oh, snap. Why did I do that? That's because that's the energy you invited in, because that's the energy you reside in. Some of these demons ain't meant for you to be the one to cast them out. Some of these demons supposed to be casted out by something higher than you. Stop picking you over the best interest of you and your kids. You see what I'm saying? You see how that go? You see how that go? And instead of you running around hoping and wanting a nigga, I said this before too, and I'm about to move on. I found this to be, in my opinion, what I have noticed. What I have noticed about women who've been abused, this is no shade, and I'm not even trying to be mean. A lot of the women who've been abused, if they have children who have been abused, it's been because they're not realizing they're inviting that spirit in because they haven't healed from it. You see what I'm saying? Even abuse that's not your fault, you got to go through a healing so that energy can't come back into your space. And it's not just abuse, gambling, liquor, weed, all of it. Anything that is impeding your energy, you have to heal from it. You can't just put it to the back of your head and move on, because it's like a volcano. Lava goes in there and it mixes up, but at some point it's going to have to erupt. You see what I'm saying? So you might feel like, you know what, I done dealt with it, I'm good. Just because it doesn't surface in your mind often doesn't mean you've healed from it. A lot of times subconsciously, we be attracting that energy in because we haven't healed from it. Black women, if you don't do nothing else, please find a way to heal. Please. It literally turns you into a new person. I'm a walking proof. I'm literal walking proof. Go look at a video from me this time last year. Any video. Just go pull it up and look at me. And then look at me today. And I'm not just talking about the physical. Go pull up a video from me last year and then go pull up a video of me today. All this happened because I healed from some stuff. You see what I'm saying? Let's move on. Let's get into Yaya Mayweather. So Yaya Mayweather made this video, and I thought it was interesting because she was talking about generational wealth, and she made some interesting points. Basically, Yaya Mayweather feels like, listen, I come from wealth. My daddy got money, and people really just mad because I don't work and I don't want my kid to work. And that's not even a bad idea to have, but let me tell you why it could be dangerous for generational wealth. Let's get into it, y'all.
Mother can't be mad because my dad made it to the point where he doesn't want his kids to work for a living. Bitch, why are you mad? Wouldn't you want to? I want the same thing for my son. I don't want him to ever have to work. Why does that bother a mother so much? And why is that always be? why is that always being thrown in my face like that's such a bad thing? That's not a bad thing. Y'all are just mad because y'all parents didn't do that for y'all. Mother can't be mad because my dad made it to the point where he doesn't want his kids to work for a living. Bitch, why are you mad? Wouldn't you want to? I want the same thing for my son. I don't want him to ever have to work. Why does that bother a mother so much? And why is that always being thrown in my face like that's such a bad thing? That's not a bad thing. Y'all are just mad because y'all parents didn't do that for y'all. Mother can't be mad.
Even if they are mad, obviously it's upsetting her that people feel a way about her generational wealth. I personally, if I had generational wealth, bitch, if I was a Ashley Banks, bitch, if I was a Hillary Banks, a hoe on the internet couldn't tell me nothing. Do you hear me? You only got money because of your mama, dude. You only able to travel across the world because of your daddy, can. You only rich because your grandma and them is, bitch. You think I'm gonna be on here tongue wrestling with a bitch trying to rub two nickels together to find dinner? Girl, y'all is crazy. Yay. Every day, bitch, I'm hashtagging generational wealth on you hoes. Girl, what? You gotta be feeling some type of way about your generational wealth. Now, the only thing I feel about this situation is I like the mindset, but the mentality could literally put a monkey wrench in generational wealth or the generational wealth her father is creating. And this is to Black Americans, because I know right now a lot of our mindsets in today's society is creating generational wealth. Mind you, that is not done by mistake. That is by divine order, because I told y'all we about to get our stuff back. Remember? That's why most Black Americans who got their head on right, the first thing we thinking about, there's two things we thinking about: breaking generational curses and creating generational wealth. This is not a coincidence. This is the Most High, the universe, and the ancestors working together. You see what I'm saying? I'm about to hit my damn light. So look, the only problem with Yaya Mayweather and what we'll run into is we're going to do what we have been doing, and this is where the problem starts. We make the money, however, and we create the generational wealth, but we do not include the children that we're passing the wealth down to in the process, the ups and downs, in the books, in none of the business. And this is why creating generational wealth can literally mean nothing in one generation if you don't train your children up correctly. Now, I don't know Yaya Mayweather's situation, so I may be speaking out of turn, but from the way it sounds, she's just been taken care of, right? And all she knows is when my daddy kicked the bucket, I'm going to have X amount of dollars. Well, if Yaya Mayweather doesn't have any financial literacy, if she doesn't understand the hard work and dedication it took for her daddy to even amass that money, and I not only understand it, appreciate it, if she doesn't have all these ducks in order to make sure that this money not only continues to grow, but that if she has it, then guess what? Yaya Mayweather be broke 5 years after her daddy dead. Tops. Black America. It's one thing to think about what we want, but we got to start thinking in detail about what is required to maintain what it is we want. We cannot be like our parents and withhold or hoard information. We need to be talking to our kids about credit. We need to be talking to them about money. We need to be talking to them about the value. We need to be talking to them about hard work, actually making them go out and get jobs so that they know what it feels like to have to get up in the morning and clock in. These small things are going to create workers, not only workers, but independent thinkers who can then take the wealth you're going to create and have it multiply for people behind you. Does that make sense? Generational wealth is not about you today. It's not about you tomorrow. It's not about your kids. It is about your generational line, your lineage. Who's going to come 1,000 years from now? That is what generational wealth is about. Okay? So please be mindful of that while we're on this mindset of creating generational wealth, breaking generational curses. One of those curses is hoarding information. We got to start talking to our kids, getting their hands dirty, getting them involved. Start letting them have conversations about what it is they want. You see what I'm saying? And how it can go in your vision with what it is you're trying to create, if it can. You know what I'm saying? let's break the curses, okay? Now, let's move on. I'm sorry if I'm moving a little fast today, y'all. Y'all know I got somewhere else to be. Let's go get, before we move on to this next clip, I swear on everything I love, I seen Carlton, Alfonso Ribeiro, post a picture between him and the man from Dawson's Creek. Y'all remember Dawson's Creek? I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. I want to know right now, where could it be? Or whatever the white lady used to be saying. Y'all remember that song? I used to love waiting for that song. I never watched the show. I think I may have watched it one time. I never watched the show, but I love the intro song. I don't want to wait. Yeah, girl. Anyways, Dawson done passed, girl. He done went on to glory. Yes, he did. Dawson done passed. They say he had cancer. And here come Carlton taking a picture with that man almost on his deathbed, talking about this was the last time I seen you. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't leave nothing sacred no more. Nothing. Y'all will put yourself dying on the internet to see if it's going to go viral before you go to meet your maker. If I'm ever in a position where I'm on my way out the door, bitch, and I open one eye and see you got your phone out, I swear to God, I will haunt you. I will ask God to give me 7 days, Lord, just to stay down here and haunt this nigga to make him know what he did was out of pocket. I don't think that this should have been shared with the internet. This is something very sentimental, sacred, and private. I'm pretty positive Dawson wouldn't have wanted us to see him damn near on his deathbed, if not already dead. I'm pretty positive if that's what he wanted, he would have went live and said, y'all look at me, I'm on my way out the door. You see what I'm saying? At any rate, I'm saying all that to say we got to start keeping things sacred, okay? Everything ain't for the internet. Now you done went viral, laying next to a dead white man. Now what? Now you all you do is add to the stereotypes what we already thought, Alfonso Ribeiro. You ain't nothing but a clear man wrapped in a Negro body. And I don't even know if you're Negro with a last name Ribeiro. You might be a Negro Hispanic. So get off of here, nigga. I couldn't believe he posted that. Putting that shit on here. Better than me, man. I'd say, Lord, give me 7 days. I got something unfinished I need to handle. Real quick. I'll be right back. It ain't gonna take me long, Lord. Let me just go down here right quick. Yeah, I'll take all my energy to hunt you, nigga. Don't you ever put me on the internet looking like that. Glorilla said she done made 30 racks off her sister and ain't spent nothing on her family. Look.
That since that interview, you've made $200,000?
That's not true.
I mean, that's what the post said.
That's not true. There's somebody on my page. I got a lot of, people around me. They posted it and I got on them by posting it. That's not true. I probably made, be realistic, probably 30K.
But 30K is nothing to sneeze at either. I mean, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, and my understanding is you're marketing T-shirts, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And
Print Lab, Superior, on Perkins, Memphis, Tennessee.
You were upset about your sister, but now you made 30K off of the T-shirts. You're still selling them.
No, it's not off of the T-shirts.
No, not the T-shirts. You got 30K from people who just saw you, and you're selling T-shirts. You're kind of making a business out of this. So in a way,
even Tory Lanez reached out from prison and
that's right.
Sent you money.
That's right.
I was going through my inbox. I see like a hidden message. So I'm reading it. And I'm like, he flogging. It actually was his team. I guess he heard about it in jail. So
but he sent you money, didn't he?
Yes, he did that for sure.
So, I mean,
it seems like this is all working out
honestly,
for you.
Scarface,
you don't need Glow anymore.
Exactly. This literally launched you.
Yeah, it's safe to say. I guess you could say she built the platform.
Well, I will.
Something saying that.
Yes, your sister built the platform. Absolutely. Glorilla done made 30K. She's selling T-shirts. She's doing promo all over the internet. I see her being taken advantage of. And I also see the I, the aura, and the S come and get her bald head ass after all this is said and done. Now, a nigga like Glorilla don't give a damn about no IRS girl. Because at first I was like, oh my God, Glorilla, girl, you on here telling them people your business, the IRS gonna come get you. A nigga who ain't never had shit like Glorilla don't care nothing about the 3-letter people. You could tell her straight up off the bat right now, Glorilla, if you don't pay your taxes, then people gonna try to give you 5 years. You think Glorilla gonna pay her taxes? Hell no. So let Glorilla live it up. She doing her big one, advertising all over the internet. They're taking advantage of her because I know they're not paying her what they're supposed to. They're probably paying her in fake chains and t-shirts. Y'all know she's slow as a turtle. You see what I'm saying? They probably around there paying her fake chains, t-shirts, and hot dogs. And she just happy to be there. You know what I'm saying? To have money in her pocket for the first time. So we'll see how it go. We'll keep an eye on her. Get off of here, Glorilla. Cardi B versus Ice. Let me show y'all what Cardi B said on her tour. Cardi B went on tour and had this to say about Ice. I guess thinking, I don't know why these Hispanics in America think that the whole of America is on their side. But Americans are actually glad Ice is rounding y'all up. But anyways.
Bitch, if Ice come in here, we're going to jump their asses. Bitch, I got some bear mace in the back. They ain't taking my fans, bitch. Let's go.
So that's what Cardi B said. And then Ice responded to her on Instagram or Twitter. It says, Ice, a Homeland Security responded and said, as long as she don't drug and rob our agents, we'll consider that an improvement over her past behavior. So then Cardi B responds to Ice and says, if we're talking about drugs, let's talk about Epstein and friends drugging underage girls to rape them. Why y'all don't want to talk about the Epstein files? So people was feeling like Cardi B went after Ice and then Ice responded. And then Cardi B can't get mad that Ice went low and brought up her drugging and her thing and her robbing people. Well, then Ice, Cardi B responded to Ice and was like, well, y'all drugging and robbing people too. And I'm over here saying both of y'all niggas ain't shit. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Ice ain't wrong for bringing up her past. Her past is her past. Need we remind you, Exhibit A?
Survive. Like, I had to go straight. I had to go, oh yeah, you wanna fuck me? Yeah, let's go to this hotel. And I drop niggas up and I rob them. That's what I used to do. Survive. Like, I had to go straight. I had to go, oh yeah, you wanna fuck me? Yeah, let's go to this hotel. And I drop niggas up and I rob them. That's what I used to do. Survive. Like, I had to go straight. I had to go, oh yeah, you wanna fuck me? Yeah, let's go to this hotel. And I drop niggas up and I rob them. That's what I used to do.
So remember I told y'all over here freaking out about these Epstein files. And remember I told y'all they got all these celebrities running around here hollering about release the files, release the files. I told you these celebrities are just as vile as the people they trying to expose to you. Remember, birds of a feather flock together. Pigeons love trying to hang amongst the birds that can fly high. They just know that they ain't gonna make it. And Cardi being one of those pigeons, even though she hasn't done it at the level of Epstein, has done the exact same thing she trying to call Epstein Island people out for. All you bitches was drugging and robbing people. All of y'all. I don't know if Barty was robbing and drugging and essaying young people, but I know she was drugging and robbing people too. I keep telling y'all, the celebrities that are chosen, because they are not there by chance, the celebrities that are chosen and put in front of you are chosen because they mirror the people who they claim to hate. So if Epstein and the Illuminati is dark and demonic, who you think the people in the industry is? You think they're going to get the light workers of the world to join their industry? You think they're going to get the best of the best, the cream amongst the crop of us to work in their industry? Fuck no. They go get the worst, the ones who vibrate at the lowest of the lowest energies, the ones who come from the worst traumatic childhoods, sexual abuse, physical abuse, abandonment. Those are the ones they want in the industry. So Cardi trying to call out Ice really is calling out herself. It's like they all saying, you point a finger and it's 4 pointed back at you. Cardi, you can't do that, my love. All y'all bad. All of y'all ain't shit. But I guess because it's Ice and Epstein, we supposed to feel worse because it's them and not you. This is very reminiscent, Cardi. Every time I come on here, I got to pull up an old video of you crashing out to prove that you still is the bitch you was back then. Cardi B ain't shit. She's an ain't shit bitch. I've said this before. I know I've said it before. Cardi B is an ain't shit bitch and shouldn't be on here pointing no fingers at nobody. And honestly, I wish Ice find out if you should be here and get you and your family up out of here. You, culture, creations, collections, and couture. All you and all four of your beady bumbas, bitch. I wish Ice found out your information and got you and your mom and your poor up out of here. Get her off of here, please. Gone are the days where we care that they make decent, because the bitch don't even make good music no more. Gone are the days where we care about the art that these people are bringing forward. If you a problem, you a problem. Okay? Talking about we gonna jump them. I wish Ice would have ran through that bitch and got her first. Duck, goose. Let's move on. Now, let's get into these racist Hispanics. Because I mean, why not? Not all, let me preface this by saying, when I start here, not all Hispanic people are racist. Not all Hispanic people are bad. As a matter of fact, I'm inclined to believe amongst most people, I'm inclined to believe that there are some Hispanic people, not a lot, not as much as the masses, I'll say that. But I am inclined to believe that there are some Hispanic people who don't subscribe to the ideals and the ideology that we know of today. However, the fact of the matter is this: we've been hearing it like crazy in the West Coast, the East Coast. I haven't heard, and in the South about racist Hispanics. Now, if you guys don't know this, we've spoken about this on other occasions. Hispanics in their hometowns are extremely racist because there are indigenous people who look like me in every one of their hometowns. You see, the Hispanics you see today, let me go pull them up so y'all can see. Let me go pull up these people so y'all can see exactly who I'm talking about. Let's just pull up something that say Hispanic Heritage Month. And let's go find some pictures so y'all can see who I'm speaking of. Here we go. This is a good one. Let's visit the site. Look at this. Let me make sure y'all can see. These people are who we believe in America, especially Black America. We believe these people to be Hispanic people. We believe these people to be indigenous. They like to say they Taino Indian. They like to say that they are the indigenous people to lands like Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Honduras, all parts of South America, Cuban, Brazilian. These are the representatives of the people who like to act like they are the indigenous people of those lands, okay? Hold on. Stay right there. These people live in these Hispanic lands and in America. They live in Hispanic lands and in America often. And they lived separate lives. They live like double lives. And some people might say, well, what do you mean they live double lives? Well, in their homelands, and I use the word homeland loosely because it's kind of like a temporary homeland. But where they allegedly come from, these people, let me pull this up. Is this a good picture? We could use this. We could use this. These people like to act like they are the original people where they come from, but they are not. These are actually Cabbage Patch Kids. We did a video about it on my Educational Friday, and basically the Cabbage Patch Kids were a bunch of cloned babies that the government created in the 1800s, in the mid to late 1800s, and the early 1900s. They made these babies on these farms in this cloning system or cloning places, and they pushed these babies as orphans out throughout the entire world, not just North America, South America, and maybe some other places as well, right? These people came and they came and took on the identities of the people who were already there. Those people were Black Hispanics. Those people were the original Taino and also indigenous people of those lands. Now, those people don't look like this. They look like me. Let me show you a picture of a little bit of some of them. Now, this little girl, you can tell, has a little mixing in her. But if you look at this lady in the middle and even this lady right here, these are Black looking women. If they never opened their mouths, for the most part, you would know that they were Mexican or Hispanic, okay? But these are the original people, and they have some darker than them. Some with nappier, or as we call nappy hair, nappy coily hair like us. These are the original people of these lands, okay? These are the ones that they hide from the world. These are the people that they don't want the world to know about, because if we find out who they are, then we'd have to investigate who these people are. Let me get them back on here. Because remember, these people were Cabbage Patch babies who were cloned orphan kids that they released out to the world. Not just kids, even adults. Some of them procreated with the indigenous people of their lands. This is why you'll hear some of them say, oh, my abuela is Black. Yes, they do that but they do that in order to survive, because without the genetics of indigenous people, they cannot survive. A lot of these people will even take so much of an extent to, after they procreate with a Black person, they would even procreate with each other to bleed out the dark complexion of the skin tone. Remember, they only need the genetics. They don't need the skin tone. But this is why you see a lot of Hispanics will have like an almond color to them, or sort of a tint or tan, because they have to procreate with us or people who look like us in order for longevity to last in their systems, okay? In order for them to have generations of kids. What you don't know is, back home, these people who took on the identity of the indigenous people who look like me are extremely racist. A lot of y'all don't know this, but I met my ex-husband / baby daddy when I was 14 years old. I had no clue that he was from Honduras, because in my eyes, he was a nigga. He went to school with us. He had nappy hair like us. I mean, I know now I can see the differences, but in school, I didn't know who this nigga was. But when I dated him through high school and even through my adult years, I learned a lot about the culture of Hispanic Blacks versus Hispanics, the other ones. Now, I did not know at the time, through my ignorance, that Black people could speak Spanish or were even Hispanic. I had to date a man or boy at the time to figure that out. And he always spoke, not just him, his family spoke heavily about the Spaniards. The Spaniards, the Spaniards, the Spaniards. They would always talk about how the Spaniards was racist toward them, how they stole their lands, how they were raping, pillaging through the villages, how they would steal all types of stuff. I would hear it over and over and over. And it was in that moment I learned, holy shit, they got Black people who Hispanic, and they got the ones who look like this. Before this, I didn't know. Not only did I find that they have two different type of Hispanic people, I learned that those Hispanic people were damn near as racist, if not more racist, than the white folks in America. Because I would hear the stories over and over and over. Okay? Now, let me make y'all laugh. These people, because we don't know their history, come to America and shield that lie or shield that truth about themselves, and they play Black and brown coalition. They come over here and say, hey, Black Americans, we are the same. We come from the same. We're the boat stopped on a different island, but we all the same. All of that is a lie. None of these people came off of no boats, at least from no Africa. They came off of clone boats, but not no boat as no African slaves. Okay? But they hide behind that lie because we don't know no better. I implore everybody under my voice to do the research on every single thing I'm telling you, and you will find that it is true. These people are hella racist, and they hide under the Black and Brown coalition and Black Americans' ignorance, and we don't know it. They love to be able to get one foot in our culture and benefit off of it, but on the other hand, wish harm on us, give us evil eyes. Make sure we don't ever excel. Not all people who are Hispanic are racist, but there's a larger number of them who are. That's too large for me to trust them all. Does that make sense? The Spaniards, you think the conqueror or the colonizer is bad. Wait until you meet the conquistador. I want to get into a few stories. This brother told a story in California, and I heard about this in Houston, California, New York, and I ain't never heard about it in Florida, but if you're from Florida, tap in. He speaks about the Hispanics and the Mexicans in particular in Houston and how racist they are. You know, I never liked Texas because of, let me not. Y'all know what I was about to say.
Now, let me say this for the people who don't know. These Houston Mexicans are racist. The Houston Latino people are racist. I'm telling you, listen, I have been dealing with them for over 12, 13 years. You feel what I'm saying? These folks are racist, bro. Anytime you go on a job, their only focal point is going to be the black people. They're not going to tell their people nothing. They're going to let their people pretty much do whatever they want. But they're only going to focus on the things that you do wrong. I go through it all the time. You see what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I only work 2 days out the week. I really don't need to work, but I need to get out the house so I wouldn't be just sitting in the house really doing nothing. But anyway, from construction jobs to fast food jobs, that's why a lot of teenagers don't have fast food jobs, because you got 40, 50, 35-year-old immigrants, illegal, that's working these jobs. Because what they do, they fire all the black people. Once a Mexican become a manager, they fire all the black people, get them out of there, whether it's paperwork, whether it's through picking with them, whether it's whatever kind of situation, they get them out of there and put their people in there every single time. But it's not that they do that, it's the way they do it. You hear me? They can't rise up without shitting on the American black person or the black person, period. They can't rise up without doing that. If you know anything about working with a Mexican, they always telling so they could get a position, so they could get a spot. And that's not the way to do it. They always discriminating on who? Us, every time. It's no other group they attack like this. Never. And if you from Houston, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you won't be in denial, just be in denial. I don't give a damn. But yeah, man, they are very, very segregated and very racist. Only when it come down to us, kiss the white people ass, kiss the Asian ass, kiss everybody else ass. That's just what it is. If you don't like what I'm saying, I know plenty of Mexicans. Y'all teach y'all women not to mess with black men, and y'all teach y'all men not to mess with black women. This is what y'all teach in the household. Now, this is not all of them, because you got some great Mexicans that don't see no color, right? But for the most part, 90% of the time, this is what you're going to get from a lot of Mexicans, especially the older ones. If it's some younger ones, I don't really get it from them, but you're going to especially get it from the older ones. The younger ones that do it is the ones who was taught that in the household. Now, let me say this for the people.
Now, when I saw this brother's video, again, I didn't grow up amongst Hispanics, so I don't know the culture. You know what I'm saying? I grew up amongst the Vietnamese, and honestly, growing up amongst them is not growing up amongst them. Them motherfuckers went and made their own neighborhood, and they mind their business, and we minded ours. So I don't know what it's like to grow up amongst the Hispanics. However, I'm going to speak from my point of view outside of that bubble. I find it hard, Black America, and I'm only talking to us, because on one hand, I hear the racist stories, but then on another hand, I'll see some Black Americans that defend them using the N-word, that defend them in hip hop, you know what I mean? That defend them in the culture. So that's something Black Americans that we need to work on, as far as where are we going to stand and what is it going to be? Because first of all, I also know tethers like to cosplay in our community and act like us and speak for us. I get that. But we can't keep blurring the line. We cannot keep blurring the line with this stuff. Either they are or they aren't. You see what I'm saying? And we can't say, well, but because no, you're either hot or cold. You can't be lukewarm. I know this brother ain't lying because I've heard many stories like this about how they keep us out of jobs, about how they rat on black people. The reason why black Americans are their target is because we are the target to have. We are the target. Remember, they are siphoning resources from no other group but us. All of the resources, the jobs, the reason why it's hard for your kid to get a nickel 95 fast food job is because of the Mexicans or the Hispanics. That simply means that directly affects you. So of course their target is going to be you. You are the competition. It ain't just with the jobs, it's with the opportunities. All they do is care about each other and look out for themselves. And then I see some black people be like, oh, they want to praise the Mexicans because they'll live together and work together. And I'm here for it, but I'm not going to praise a group of people that hate us. The fact of the matter is, I've heard this so many times. So many people have talked about the racism between the Hispanics. So when I see all this black and brown coalition bullshit and I see all the flags flying for the Super Bowl, I call cap. I don't want to hear all of that. These people are not our allies, not by and large. I'm not saying that you don't have no friend who genuine. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is collectively, Hispanic or Latin-speaking Latin people do not rock with FBA or Black America. Reason being is because we are the direct target because that's who they're stealing from. And they don't rock with the black ones at home. What makes you think they're going to rock with us over here? They just learn to put on the good face and act as if everything is cool. That's all. But they know good and damn well that they don't rock with us at home. At all. So they damn sure don't rock with us here. It's like code switching. Listen to this brother. Now, this black brother is a black Puerto Rican, Taino Indian. This is what an indigenous Puerto Rican look like. And what you'll find is he look like a nigga in America. Because the original Indians all across not just North America, South America, and in the Caribbeans, we are the ones cut from the same cloth. We are that, where the Hebrews at? This the tribes, this where the 12 tribes at on this side of the world. Our hair grow long, our beards grow long. We have almost the same build. Like we have more connection with the Caribbeans on this side than anybody on that other side of the world. But look at this Taino brother, indigenous Puerto Rican brother. Listen to his experience with the Hispanics or the clear Spaniards.
Moors crossed the Gibraltar, which is named after the Moors, by the way, and they found Spaniards running through the mountains and forests of Spain like dogs and chimps. Oh my goodness! So, like that's why Spaniards are the most racist people on the planet and just hate everything that is darker than them. Okay. Furthermore, you have a lot of Spaniards that like to call themselves Boricua. They're not Boricua because they were born in Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, you have a lot of Spaniards that move there from Spain and marry their first cousins, half sisters, and nieces and stuff like that to get back that white skin, to breed the black out. So you have a lot of Spaniards in Puerto Rico that like to think that they're Boricua, but Boricua has to do with indigenous blood. It has to do with Taino blood. Okay, so, Taino. Yeah. And those are Native Americans. Yeah. So, Spaniards.
Pause. Indians and Native Americans are different. Indians and Native Americans are different. Indians and Native Americans are different. The Native American is the $5 foot long. That's the $5 Indian, the Siberians that they turned and made Native Americans. I know the history and the agenda has us thinking that that's all the same, but it's not. The Native American is the Native American. But the American Indian, that's something completely different. This man is not a Taino Native American. He is a Taino Indian. The Native Americans are not Indians, and the Indians are not Native Americans. I don't care what you done read. I don't care what you done heard. These are two different people. So I want to make sure that we clear that up. A Native American and an Indian are two different people. The Indian is indigenous, aboriginal. The Native American was created. Does that make sense? Just to clear it up, y'all like the video.
Didn't bring anything to the world. Everything that the Spaniards did or are known for, they were taught by the Moors. So whenever you hear that stereotype about cave people or about white folks smelling like wet dogs, it's not all Europeans. It's specifically talking about Spaniards. And everybody else in Europe knows Spanish history. An English dude and a French dude told me the only good Spaniard is a dead one. My grandfather is a Puerto Rican Taino, rest in peace, from Culebra. He told me the same thing, and I believe him too. I've never met a Spaniard that wasn't a piece of shit. I've never met a Spaniard that just had manners and respected other people.
So how do we know who was the Spaniards? Because I have no idea now.
Oh, you know Nick Fuentes? Nick Fuentes,
Nick Fuentes?
He's the #1 Spaniard on the internet.
Okay.
Old classic.
Do they speak?
Mariah Lynn, ladies and gentlemen, who watch Love and Hip Hop? Put a 3 in the chat if you watch Love and Hip Hop, because I need y'all to understand the difference between the Spaniards and the regular Hispanics. Who watch Love and Hip Hop? Mariah Lynn, that's a Spaniard. Them the white looking ones, the ones who look clear but have the Hispanic last names. They come straight from Europe. Caucasoid Mountains, that's them. Those are the Spaniards. They different from the Hispanics, even though they run parallel. Because they are, listen. Y'all got to understand how crazy this is. White people from Europe come from Spain, are Spaniards when they go to Spanish-speaking countries, okay? Now, even like Mariah Lynn, she'll say, I'm Italian, but then she'll say, I'm Puerto Rican or something like that. These white people or whatever they say they are, because wherever they go, they take on the identity. Don't pay attention to that. What I'm telling you is the white, blonde hair, blue-eyed people with the Hispanic last names. A lot of, not all of them white hair, blonde hair, blue eye, but the white-looking ones who claim to be Hispanics, those are your Spaniards.
Spanish? They speak Spanish?
Huh?
Do they speak Spanish?
Yeah, he's from Spain. I don't know if he speaks Spanish.
Okay.
I speak Spanish fluently because that was my first language. My parents are from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And I grew up there with my grandparents and St. Thomas, where I was born.
So when they say Spanish rice, they don't know what they're talking about.
They don't know what they're talking about. See, most people like to say Spanish when they're talking about Latin people. So even if they mean Mexican, Venezuelan, Dominican, Puerto Rican, whatever, they always say Spanish. You know what I'm saying? But Spanish has to do with Spain.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In the Caribbean especially, all of us, island people, we call them gringos que hablan español. Crackers that talk Spanish. African Moors crossed the Gibraltar, which is...
You heard them? Africans that talk Spanish. Now, let's be clear. This is another thing I need to clear up. The history dictates that it was African people who came to the Americas, and that's why black people are here. That's not the truth. There were black people already here, okay? Now, I'm not saying Moors didn't travel. African Moors didn't travel from, obviously, that side to this side. They did. Moors and Moors did travel. I'm not saying that. But what I'm telling you is, I forgot where I was going with that. Shit, where was I going with that point? Oh, Africans. The people who were here aren't necessarily Africans, okay? Now, there was some who came, but remember, those are different. Now, this brother, like I said, is a descendant of the Taino Indian. They look like me and you. These are not to be mistaken for Native Americans. Those are two completely different things. There's a Native American, and then there are Indians, okay? You and I, Black America, when we do our genealogy, we won't find, quote unquote, well, some of us will find Native American heritage because a lot of us went into those systems, but we come from Indian heritage, not just us in the United States, in Mexico, Canada, South America, and the Caribbean islands as well. All of us come from indigenous Aboriginal Indians on this side of the globe. The biggest lie was that we were African slaves. That is to erase who we are and who we are known to be, our knowledge, okay? Now, I brought this to you because it is imperative that Black Americans understand that these people who walk amongst you are imposters. Number one, they aren't who they say they are. But number two, they aren't even the temperament of which they claim to be. They are, a lot of them, not all, you have to use your discernment. A lot of them are racist. AF. Sometimes, oftentimes, worse than the cracker. Okay? We standing alone, Black America. When it come down to this fight, ain't nobody standing with us. It's just us. These Hispanics coming over here is playing like they our friends to steal our resources. Let me say it again. These Hispanics, I don't give a damn what part of Hispaniola they come from. These Hispanics coming over here are not coming over here to help us. They're coming over here to take from us. This is why wherever you live, I don't care where you live in America, you'll find that when it comes to their territory, their races, and when it comes to jobs and opportunities, their biggest target is you, because you're the one they're stealing from. You're the one they're lying to. There's nobody here to help us. It's just us. Black Americans versus everybody. Do you understand that? You remember how they used to have Detroit versus everybody, New York versus everybody? Nigga, it's Black Americans versus everybody. I need y'all to understand that. So what I did was, y'all, because I'm getting into what I created. So I decided, you know, as I was going through all of this commentary and going through this research, I realized, y'all, that it's really us against everybody, and ain't nobody here to help us. So I created something. I don't know if it's a line. I just created a brand, and it's called Bave, and Bave is the new wave, and it's on my show. It's on my it's on my website, voodoodolltvshop.com. And basically, I came up with a few ideas. Here's one of my hats. I think y'all can see it. Let me see if y'all can see it. Get me up here so y'all can see my hat. So here's one of my hats. And the brand is Black Americans versus everybody. Can y'all see this? Let me know if y'all can see it. So the brand is Black Americans versus everybody. I got hats. I got cups. Well, I think I got cups. You know what I'm saying? But I got hoodies. I got shirts. And Bave is kind of like the abbreviation of it. Bave is the new wave. And it's basically Black Americans versus everybody. So y'all could go on my website, voodoodolltvshop.com, and get you some gift. You see what I'm saying? I got a few things on here. Look, I got some other hats. You feel me? I got some crop top t-shirts. I got some V-neck t-shirts. You feel what I'm saying? I got some other ideas in the cut. I haven't quite put them out yet. But this is like the rough draft. Let me see if I could go look at them all. Here's some of the rough draft of what I've been working on. Like I told y'all, bro, I ain't just playing out here. I'm really working on some stuff. When I manifest, I don't just manifest for me. I manifest for us. And I feel like a brand or a statement like this, since we already on our delineation wave, we already doing our big one with that. You know, I feel like it would be dope if we represent what we own. And Bave is the new wave. You feel what I'm saying? Black Americans versus everybody. So I'm going to put the name of the shop. Let me put the website in the chat so y'all could get it. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me go this way so y'all could get the site. But yeah, man, y'all support the doll. I'm gonna drop the site in the chat. Y'all support the doll. Bave is the new wave. Black Americans versus everybody. Get your merch. I got hats. I got hoodies. I got some more stuff I'm coming up with. So y'all please support the doll if you can. But really, for real, it's something that we need to be unapologetic about, because at the end of the day, bruh, we really all we got. We really all we got. So Bave is the new wave. Black Americans versus everybody, y'all. Cop your merch, cop your gear. I even got a little onesie in there for the baby. So y'all check it out. Anything I've told you on this channel, please research it. I ask that nobody take what you're hearing from me at face value. Always, always. Please, 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 always. Research everything. Learn, get your own understanding of everything. Never get somebody else's, and always understand your own argument. So with that being said, y'all, I do have to get off. I really, really do appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here. I dropped the link in the chat again, but please make sure y'all support the dog. Black Americans versus everybody. So y'all, I see y'all later. I got a flight to catch. I check y'all or catch y'all on the next one. And y'all already know what it is. Never, ever, ever, at least for me. You ain't got to pay me back. Just pay it forward. Love y'all. Take care of each other. Happy Educational Friday. I see y'all sometime this weekend. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I want? Blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.